So last time we played, we met, I believe, our antagonist for Jack's route, Bradley, who I believe is the other Jack the Ripper. Or, like, he's one of the Jack the Rippers. I don't know if he's the one that's going around, killing people. Like, he is killing people, but I don't know if he's the one that's, like, the one that's getting caught. Or not. But, yeah. Also, let me show you guys something that I noticed. Because I tend to go in here when I'm grabbing my CGs, especially because they only unlock when you see them, even if, like, I wonder if I can show something that only has, like, a halfway unlocked CG. Probably Jack. No? A pawn? Yeah. So you see here there's like a 1 out of 2. So that means I only saw like one of the CG. So it'd only pop up with that one CG I took up. So this helps me when I'm like making CGs. And you can see when I haven't unlocked a CG, it shows this right here. The thing with the logo. Jack has a lot of CGs. Jack has a lot of CGs left. They poison themselves and say, I can't believe women did this. True. Alright, let's go. You're useless, to be plain. Can't even clear up your own dim mess. Oh, says it now I will. I hate people like her. Lucky people born to a respectable family. Always run around buying pretty things and la-di-da. Always have life go the way. He's so British. God. And then quite abruptly, Bradley's eyes shifted from unfocused to staring into Jack, and he laughed. It was faint laughter on the outside, but to Jack it was pointed, naked in a way that unsettled him. Kinda gay. Really makes me want to vomit. She come over to the East End too, didn't she? Oh, I can imagine the surprise. Booze burn in the eyes because its stench is so horrendous. And the streets, probably enough to make us start bawling. Poor dear indeed. Thank you for the hydrate time. I think this guy is even more British than Jack. Holy shit. And thank you for taking a moment. Let me stretch. Ow! It popped my shoulder. Sounds like you've been nosing around my business instead of doing your job.
やだな。僕そんなことしません。でも、先輩が困っているんだったら何かお手伝いしますよ。
Vampire Red Riding Hood ass looking motherfucker. For real. He looks like he's supposed to be in a fairy tale. Evans, no, you're right, terrible judge of character. In fact, if you need and we summon. Wait. If you need okay, it's hand. In fact, if you need a hand with something, I would be obliged to lend you one of mine. God. I need a British decipher.
例えばあの女を
Perhaps say, if you need a certain girl to Kev. Also, Audi. Hi, Jackie. Hope you're doing good today. Jack grabbed Bradley fiercely by the collar. He lifted the petite boy who, now robbed of movement, showed no hint of trepidation. Rather, he continued to enjoy himself. Uh-oh, what's this? That's it. Not another word. Come on now, you and me. One in the same, eh? I'm sorry, I'm so bad at British. See, don't you even think of meddling. Well, you ain't supposed to meddle. You got your work, and you should damn well leave me to mine, as I damn well leave you to yours. I got it, Christ. Bradley was quick to surrender, on the surface at least. I want to see who at the localization division was like, yeah, we gotta go with ye old British for these characters. Because you can tell, at least in like the voiceover, that they're not putting on like an accent. You step out of line, I will kill you. That clear enough? Crystal! One was livid, the other content. Jack still held Bradley's collar, but Bradley's boots touched on the ground now, and so any physical discomfort his thin frame may have had was no longer. He joked, "This too is Noel Ash." Treat me to something nice sometime, alright? Apart from booze, mine. The conversation was done. Jack let go and Bradley adjusted himself briefly. With one last smile, playful, darling, and dark, he turned and skipped into an alley, not yet brightened by morning, and was gone. Ugh, he's a terrible disgrace. A few off-color oaths under his breath later, Jack hurried on. The police have suddenly taken to their patrols here. Each new murder seems to bring in loads more. He evaded them well enough until he approached one amongst the East End's many dilapidated homes. So ordinary was its condition that no officer would have seen it worth his time to investigate, if he saw it at all, which was very much to the benefit of its seedy occupants. Jack entered through the back and was immediately greeted with a downward staircase, the end upon which he found himself locked. He found another locked door, blocking him from going further underground. Would rather, had he not already possessed the key. With regular movement that suggested he'd done this many times before, he unlocked the door, slid inside, and locked it again from behind. So I guess all the people in the organization have access to master keys. Wonder if they can cause a locked room murder. Are there keys being accounted for? Down another staircase he went. Each step seemed to drop the temperature. The air became stiff with the cold. Maybe they use little bombs that explode in people, too. When Jack was met with a third door, made from thick oak, he stopped and knocked. Good morning. It's Jack. Is it? Very well then. Come inside. A dignified curtness befitting a military man welcomed him from the other side. Thank you. I was not expecting you, and I'm a busy man. So, what brings you here? Oh, I have disposed Emily Whiteley, sir. Oh, so you're just lying. Jack produced a bundle of hairs from his pocket. Oh, so that's why he was grabbing her hair. Oh, it's this guy. Why can't this guy get poisoned? He's the one poisoning. They were not false evidence. They did indeed belong to her, plucked without her knowledge. Jack had taken great care not to hurt her when they met. The ruse would not take long for the Colonel to discover, but any delay was better than none. Boy! My poor dries for taking so long. I think he should taste test the poison.
お前がもたもたしているから事態がややこしくなるんだ。
I dearly hope so. Your slothfulness has made a mess of the situation, far more than it needed to be.
表はシャーロック・ホームズとその息子。それに警察も嗅ぎ回っている。切り裂きジャック事件の捜査だ。
We now have Sherlock Holmes, his son, and Scotland Yard sniffing about our grounds. Well, to investigate the Ripper case, of course.
まったく、厄介をかけおって。これ以上警察にうろつかれると、こちらもやりにくい。
It was the last thing we needed. With every day the police continue to linger about here, our work risks being compromised. The name Jack the Ripper is meant for the most feared assassin in the organization. The name should be yours and yours alone, except now the papers are stirring up trouble with this new Ripper. Yeah, so what I got to do with it? You're clever enough to know who's responsible for this. The signs all point to one nuisance who would relish the moment and use the confusion of your name for personal gain. If anything, Jack's gotten more cops away from here. Sir, you can't mean... Silence followed, but they behaved as if words were said. Their locked expressions were an unspoken ritual time and time again, more times than Jack could remember. The name Unspoken was always someone whose days were numbered by decree of the Colonel's will, and Jack was his weapon through which lives were claimed. Jack ripped this guy already. Jack weaponized himself with routine banality, yet today, this unnamed victim caused him to stir. It's Bradley, yes. Okay, so Bradley is the one that's murdering the prostitutes. Okay. That boy truly is a mischief maker like no other. He treats murder as something one does to pass the time. Bodies are his dolls, the streets his nursery. If only he could content himself to his work, but the cracks have become readily apparent. He desires death over disposal. Oh, I've seen it myself, sir. However, he has the professor's support, which leaves me little room for error. His fingers began to tap rhythmically atop his desk. The more vexed he was with the dilemma, the more violent these tappings became. I understand, sir. I believe I can find a proper excuse to dispose of him. Oh, I could do that. What gives me pause is the proper excuse you've made to dispose of you first. Oh, yeah, I had a feeling Lauren wasn't gonna believe him. Or else he'd be really dumb. Colonel Lauren pointed a gun towards Jack. The gesture was returned with Jack's own blades. You still haven't killed Emily Whiteley. Nothing gets past you, does it? I mean, anyone would believe that, I think. You're a bit too soft on Emily. What's happened to you? You're a ripper worthy of the name, but here you are, pitiful boy wearing only the same skin. Don't call me that. Oh, Jack the Ripper. What's happened, truly? Did you forget that I was the one who found you, starving and on the verge of death at the corner of a workhouse? That I was the one who raised you into the assassin who stands before me today? Colonel, I know what I owe you, and I shan't forget. I'm not a slave, though. You're not? Since entering the organization, my life was guided per your orders. Answering to you was me whole life, and I was prouder for it. I murdered men who chanced to spread whispers behind our backs, men so blinded by greed that they were willing to betray you for an easy mint. I did it confident it was to maintain order, to protect your world. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Twy. Aww, that's really sweet, actually. But if you kill her, it's my world that will fall to pieces. That girl will soon become a great beacon who will guide those suffering in London. Are you sure about that, Jack? Surely you've noticed. Her mother is...
Jack.
That is enough, Jack. All I'm hearing from this is that sending you to Harrington was a dreadful mistake on my part. You were to kill her by your own hands, and if not, she will die by another's. She will be no beacon. I can't talk, gonna pet really quick. Oh, hi, Thunder! Thank you for the head pats. Yeah, praising a bit too much there. Yeah. The Colonel was not a man to falter simply because the child before him was his. What must be done, and he kept his gun pointed to ensure his will was shown steady. There are many assassins in the city to whom you've never been acquainted. I could very well leave your final moments to them. But we are on intimate terms, you and I. I am the one who taught you how to kill. It would only be appropriate for me to escort you to Hell's doorstep. Oh, here you go, Thunder. Now, consider yourself fortunate to be able to protect my world one last time. His gun fired. Sparks exploded in one swift flash. What? The face which stared Jack down was not one of victory, but of confoundment. The Colonel's eyes were stretched to their limit, and despite the haziness of the room, reflected in those wide eyes were Jack's claws glistening, and at the same time darkened with new blood. Regular people touch grass. I touch ears. So true. Yeah, I hope you're doing good, Thunder. Two men who thought they did well to stand guard in complete silence failed utterly. They were now props in an even stronger sense. On the ground, writhing upon being afflicted with the sharp pain that continued to spread in stronger waves. Blood, too, seeped from their bodies. Is this really Jack? Did Jack really just lock in? It would not seep for long, however, and the pain would subside. With a disquiet utterance, the two went from men to corpses. I'm powerful. How have you been? I'm doing alright. I was supposed to get my taxes done today, but I didn't trust the place enough to do it, so I'm gonna have my cousin do it. So I still gotta work on getting my taxes done, unfortunately. There was only one left who stubbornly clinged to suffering. Jack stepped ever closer, careful to avoid sheathing his blades into open flesh. What up? How's it going? Alienix? It's going okay. Okay, I guess Jack just locked the fuck in. Colonel, why am I like to you? We're still doing Jack the anime boy stories? Yeah, we still got a bit to go. Well, I swear that your days spent creating me won't go to waste. Jack had not yet finished speaking when the Colonel's vision tilted. Damn. Okay, Jack. We're the tax people climbing on the desks and eating the paperwork. The Colonel did not see the moment as an outsider would in some fluid sequence. He was standing, a well individual, and now he was on the floor, his breathing slow and fragile. The biting cold of the ground may have caused a sharp stir in any other circumstance, but for the moment, even cold cannot be felt. Do we? Don't we just have 2 roots left? Even though Jack has like 5 bad endings? Well, 3 I guess, including True Root. Yeah, we already did Jack's bad endings, I think. I think we did all of his bad endings, right? So yeah, we got him, Lupin, and True Root. But I mean, Jack still got a bunch of CGs left to unlock, so I think we still got a fair bit of his route. I knew this day would come. You would turn your fangs on me. Yeah, I think we're past the point for choices, I think? Oh, just one? Okay. I just didn't think I would be the one to fall. Among the many I raised to kill, you one stood more capable than you. A pity you cannot overcome the weakness that girl ingrained in you. It will not be long before Bradley claims her. She will be the finest feather in his cap as the people's ripper. Each utterance was more strained and less audible than the last, but what he finished brought him contentment. Upon the name of a murderer, his head dropped. His eyes remained half-lidded. Jack closed them before standing. I only intend to use what you've taught me one more time. I'm going to settle the matter myself. Farewell, Colonel. You're the only one to ever scold me, discipline me. I won't forget. Jack, now the sole man breathing in that room, the floor more blood and bodies than places to maneuver, took his time cleaning his iron claws. Day passed into evening, and evening to night. They were soon radiant, more radiant than he ever recalled seeing them. Bradley, your sense of smell is so decent that a drop of blood for an ordinary man is the same as a river for you. It don't matter how capable a killer you are, 'cause I will stop you. I swear I will. Iron smell had settled in the air as dust to old furniture, and Jack could lounge no longer. Now, quite satisfied with the cleanliness of his tools, he left the basement behind. If that double murder was Bradley's handiwork, it's possible he's on his way to the mansion. Am I going to make it in time? Why'd you spend so much time cleaning your blades if you're worried about getting there in time, Jack? Well, if I'm too late to save her, maybe you shouldn't have cleaned your plates. He explained it. Yeah, because Bradley's gonna smell you. And I perhaps have make him know fear Nora. I don't fancy the thought, but he's right. We're the same. We take lives as we continue to survive. Are you saying that like it's a bad thing, Elliot? I'm just saying, if he's worried about time, he could have cleaned his blades later. Why send him to hell, even if I must go with him? Jack's resolve strengthened in the event the worst would come to pass. He closed the door leading to the outside behind him. Into the night he went. Later, but his goal is not get detected. Much like he entered at dawn, police officers roamed the streets with vigilance, turning every corner they spotted and inspecting every crate in hopes for clues. He doesn't want Bradley to London detect Mysteria him. Damn. Look at them all. Emily's handkerchief provided Jack a certain degree of refreshment in the moment, and so he kept it close to his person. Like many nights before, the fog swept through the East End, hanging thick, high and low in equal parts. The fog is perfectly heavy now. Now, if this was someone else's route, no one would be able to notice who I am, even if I'm square in front of them. I ask you, stay heavy for me. Wait, stay heavy for me? Wait, what's that supposed to mean? Is that like, stay heavy for me? What's that mean? Keep me from them just a bit longer is all I ask. Oh, the fog. I need to catch up with him before it lifts. Do you think he washes the damn thing? Well, it seems like he washed it, so that there would be no blood. Or so he hoped, but the hope lifted more swiftly than the fog as he caught sight of a silhouette on horseback. No one washes anything. What's he doing there? Oh god, wait, is this Watson on a horse? On his fucking, platinum rein? Whilst he could not see this fellow's face, his build, tall and slim, brought to mind someone he knew quite well. God fucking damn it, it's Watson. If that's not his final line, this route ends. I'm gonna be disappointed. Someone he did not want to fight. Hold on, he might have a moment. He might not suck for 5 seconds. Oh, wait, I forgot I turned him down. I forgot I turned his voice down. His punishment. Jack, I knew I'd find you here. I will not apologize. He's gonna accidentally shit himself. Watson glared down from atop his steed. Would you kindly fill me in on precisely what you're doing here? His face looks odd. Don't believe I'm obligated to, so I'll kindly not. Now, if it's all the same to you, I'm in a hurry. Okay, Jack's an idiot, never mind. Hold on, let him cook, he might kill Watson. And if it pleases you to stand in my way, then I will move you. I think his face is pretty divisible by 2. I knew this is what it would come to, really. You won't move me, not without a fight. When did Watson's character arc go from most loved character to cuck to I hope he dies? When he became the rat shooter. That's what. You lied to us, Jack. Whatever happened to taking the remainder of the year off for illness? Oh, right. Carry on. What possesses you to share secrets so dangerous that would irreversibly shift the course of her life for the worse? Can't go like, hey, can I get on your fast horse to save women from danger? Gotta go, I would actually like to waste more time killing you. Surely the scene's going towards the former. I mean, I guess to be fair, Watson thinks that he's trying to kill Emily, so he's probably thinking that it's not worth it trying to explain it. If the lies and secrets bother you, why not confront her about them directly? That is true. That is true. Watson thinks a lot of things. Are you mad? I'd never do such a thing. Do I look like the sort of man who would pry secrets from a young lady when she clearly would prefer not to discuss them? I don't know. It sounds like a bit of a skill issue. So you do possess some manner of tact. You'd best take a healthy look in the mirror before lecturing me on tact. Oh, okay. He's like, you look ugly. You look like a fucking clown, Jack. Watson dismounted, the better to confront Jack, who is prepared for confrontation. I see y'all do just as you like to stop me, regardless of whether it's wise. Don't come crying to me when you get hurt. Give it your best shot. Shut the fuck up, Jack, you stupid motherfucker. Shut it! Isn't a lack attack just him, you know, being a killer? Jack made the first swing upwards with his claws. Oh, you're gonna come beat me up even if it's a bad idea? Watson was a reflexive man, for he evaded the attack by a hair's breadth. He cried out, a heightened tension in his tone. And what is the point of this? I don't know. I guess they're like, oh, well, Jack was featured in Watson's route, so they gotta feature Watson in Jack's route. There's something I need to know, and I need to hear it from you. You weren't the one responsible for last night's double murder, were you? If you're thinking that, why are you fighting him? I wasn't. The boy who was is a great deal more terrifying than you've ever known. Watson, you can just crush him with the horse. So is your shirtless Watson followed by Jack, or is there someone else? As we dally here quarreling from no bloomin' reason than your bloomin' preference, that boy makes his way to Emily. Once he sets his sight on the victim, he won't stop till they've been spoiled. I find it so sad for Jack. Lupin was Holmes's rival, and Jack's rival is Watson. Boo. Can this not wait? I need to keep her from that monster. You lied to me, so actually I need to fight you. Of all people. It's Mysteria time. Yeah, hi for Lupin. Don't like him. Say this first. Say this first, you fucking moron. Then kill him if he doesn't listen. Yeah. Okay. This whole conversation. What the fuck? This duel of sorts continued despite verbal objections. Like, if you oh my god. Like, first of all, Watson not thinking that he's the one that's killing Emily, so he's getting in the way of him going to save her. And then fucking Jack, like, thinking that, like, to explain it, but only after they have some time of, like, confronting each other. God. Maybe there's a reason they're each other's rivals. Jack is being even more of a fucking dipshit than Watson. The duel of shorts continued despite verbal objections, with Watson soon being backed against a nearby wall. Jack played a game of exposing weaknesses, targeting Watson's blind spots till he was left without means to escape. Even if he's innocent, Pendleton instantly went, "Hey, that guy does kill people. The questioning is warranted." And Watson was about to question him. Jack predicted no less than victory with no mistakes. Upon his last strike, however, Watson managed to escape, grabbing hold of Jack's wrist. And Jack just goes, "I'm leaving, fight me if you don't like it." But now they're talking? This hadn't happened before. Creases of pain were briefly set in his face. There is a horse right there. He could be there in 10 minutes. You're going to protect her? And I'm meant to believe you? Stop. Watson's grip only grew tighter, till he soon began to twist Jack's arm upwards. Is this the bad ending where Emily dies because of them arguing? You certainly don't seem to have the strength you had during our last encounter. Are you that distracted in before? No, it's the good end where Emily dies. Damn it. Can't believe Emily is dead because these boys have half a brain cell each. This is a dead end too. A rapid pain struck Watson's leg, causing him to release his grip. He's gone. Where? Watson surveyed his surroundings, but there was only fog to keep him company. Yet he retained his focus well. But he's sure to show himself again at the Whiteley mansion. He raced to his horse and mounted her again, snapping the reins to set a proper course. I won't let him get away next time. I will find out the truth. Okay, so he's gonna get there before him, obviously, because he's on a horse, right? You did. You already found it out. You did not believe him. You clearly came into the conversation completely unwilling to believe anything he said. Thunder rumbled in the heavens. The clouds were dark, dancing to a blustering wind, swirling with a striking furiosity above the Whiteley mansion. This is ass. My lady, we need to leave straight away. Watson legitimately makes every route worse with his fucking presence. For real! See, this is why Akechi is my favorite route, because Watson is barely involved in this. More like Shitson. But where will we hide? How are we gonna leave the mansion without detection? What, did he make a fucking underground walkway? Never fear. Your father prepared well for the possibility that something like this would happen. Did he? And it's not like it's unrealistic writing. I get it. It makes sense. But it's still stupid. Indeed. He was a man of supreme justice, and thus he attracted a fair number of enemies to his name. and this led to the creation of an underground route in the event of an emergency. It leads from the mansion directly to the city's suburbs. Watson is just naturally written to be stupid, is the problem. Yeah! I'd intended to make use of it to save her, but before she could flee. Mother? This is the first I've heard of this. Like I said, the line of questioning is reasonable. But A, Jack, despite apparently being in a huge rush, I'll speak of it in detail for you another time, for the memory is not a pleasant one for me, nor is the situation as it stands now. I'd rather hoped we would never be forced to make use of it. Decides to be unnecessarily antagonistic. I have tasked Alicia with gathering your things. In the meantime, we're to flee. Why not wait for a short while longer? I have yet to tell Holmes and Watson where we'll be going. And B, Watson, apparently obsessed with finding the truth, begins a discussion with no intention to actually listen to a single word. You have Jack in this house for a half an hour alone with a woman you assume intends to kill her. She would be fucking dead were that the case. And he seemed to be implying that he didn't believe that he was... I'm a bit perplexed with, like, Watson here, because it seemed like he was in denial that Jack really is, like, out to kill Emily. So, like, why aren't you listening? Why aren't you listening to Jack? No, you mustn't tell anyone. We don't know who means you harm. To be honest, no clue how any of that made sense to you. Pendleton, you can't be suggesting that Holmes and Watson do. It's merely illustrating a point. No one in London is to know where you're going, and there will be no exceptions. I'm more willing to give Jack the benefit of the doubt here, because obviously he's not going to be cooperative. He's like a little trash man, but it's still stupid. At least until Jack the Ripper is caught? Correct. I nodded. This was a day I could scarcely fathom. Me? Flee the mansion? Even in the present, the thought provided an otherworldly sense. My Barbie mansion? I can't be in my Barbie mansion with my 5 million maids that wait on me day and night, with my 2 lamps that are, like, directly next to each other? We've been reduced with so few alternatives that we shall have to do as you said, Jack. Perhaps I'll never see you again, nor our friends. It was the price I had to pay to keep the Whiteley name alive. We ought to relieve the servants of their duties for a time as well. I agree. It pains me to turn them away now, but what other choice do we have? To leave them to their work wasn't possible. What if the Ripper were to use them? Hurt them? We'll pray for your health, my lady, as well as a swift return. I kinda don't like the implication that I lost my job, you know. Jack the Skeeter. Thank you, Alicia. As soon as the murders stop, I'll come straight home. I'll need each of you to take care. Please, stay safe for me. Certainly. And when you're home, I'll bake you some of those delicious custard tarts you love. Wonderful. I can taste them already. Alicia was always so genuine and filled with warmth, as were her words. Everyone here was. This is my home. I loved it dearly. And now it was time to leave it behind. IDK, she's a woman. They might be poisoned. True. Never trust a woman in this game with food. Unless she's like Marple. But she'll poison the men instead. The more I thought of it, the more the loneliness swept through me. Didn't she literally do that to Pendleton, actually? In her route, like, she did something with his food. Everything will be alright. The Holmeses are on the case, and they certainly won't fail in solving it. It was just hot. I thought she, like, filled it with something that, like, wasn't poison, but, like, it was a jarring taste. Yes, absolutely. Shall we be off, Pendleton? I'm not implying that she tried to murder him. I'm just saying that she tampered with his food. Juice that makes you shit. She's not a psycho, unfortunately. Yes, absolutely. Shall we be off, Pendleton? Using a key he already possessed, Pendleton opened a heavy door that led from the storehouse to farther beneath ground. I wondered, when did that key last serve its purpose? And yet it mattered not. Upon the creak of the door opening, we stepped inside and began our escape. What? Serves you right. Saucy Jack? Why are you calling him Saucy Jack? What a nickname. Surprised you killed Sweet Daddy Morin without sobbing your brains out. Now you got no place to call home. And you've only got yourself to blame. Saucy. Mr. Zesty Jack. Bradley lightly rapped upon the door before him. Who is it? Yes, me, Bradley. Saucy. 1. Adjective, in the sense of impudent, cheeky, or slightly rude in an amusing and light-hearted way. A saucy joke. Impudent. Clearly, he thinks he's hot.
I
see. Come in. A heavy voice laden with an ill temper responded. But, like, it still doesn't make it no homo. The professor was commonly in such moods, so they meant little to Bradley. He entered the room as instructed, and an equally foul gaze pierced him. That of Professor Moriarty, a man eternally confined to his wheelchair.
Hello,
Professor Moriarty.
What
do you want? Out with it. I'm a busy man. Oh, thank you for the hydrate.
Moriarty 教授。モラン大佐が殺害されました。
The colonel's been murdered, sir. And thank you for taking a moment. So he has. I heard as much a moment ago. Holy shit, Moriarty's eye patch looks awful. Should have known as much, really. Then, you knew who's responsible? Is the guy behind Moriarty possibly his son? Do we know who he is? I think he's like his butler. He's his Pendleton. Jack, most likely. For certain, rather. I think it is the... Oh, okay. No one know? You will know? Oh? His male platonic companion. They were very good friends. Well, so do you. Ain't to find an example of a dirty dog taking a nibble at its master.
ま、それで命を落とすなんてバカのやることだと思いますけど、よほど大佐のしつけ方が悪かったんでしょうね。
Stupid master too, that kind of moron. Shan't feel like he was ever very good at doling out discipline. Bradley let out a low languorous chuckle?
モランはお前の上司で
You
もあっ
would
たは
regard
ず
your
だ。
superior so
ひどい言い
disrespectfully,
ようだな
Bradley.
ブラッドリー。
上司
Superior? That's a fine
Can't hear
joke.
anything.
Superior.
年が
It
上な
was
だけで
older,
尊
but
敬すべき
upon
と
me
ころもあり
word,
ませんでし
you
た
weren't worthy of no respect.
彼は無能ですよ。
Just a sorry fool to his sorry end. When you needed a stone cold heart, he would take motion of a reason. Simple as what he is. And I don't begrudge Jack for using that to kill him.
ジャックを拾って
He took
育てた
Jack
の
in
も
and
彼。
raised him as his own.
思い残
And
すこと
don't he
はなか
left
った
this
が
world with regrets.
でも
But he regrets going to the effort of giving him a false name and sending him to school.
彼は
Once I didn't, you're proper and honestly thought Jack
あんなひどい
superior,
裏切り者を
a traitor.
それにま
And
だ
I
ジャックはあの
still
女
ain't
を殺して
off
いない。
the tot who
暗
saw
殺
him
現場を目
killing
撃したあの
either.
女。
お前は何も分かってい
You
ない。
proudly continue to
その
spout
後始末
ignorance,
は
I
誰が
see.
つける？
Now, who will be the one to remedy this mess? The professor pondered with such concentration that Bradley could have retired right then, and his turning mind would have been none the wiser. Bradley, however, took this as a moment to behave as a savior.
大丈夫ですよ
You
教授。
don't got no reason to worry, Professor.
あの女は
Oh, I
僕がやり
reckon
ま
I'll
すから。
do in for
その後に
you,
ジャック
and
の
then
始末を。
I'll do in old Saucy Jack, too. Not over that name. Saucy Jack.
だからこれから
I
大佐の
can
役目
fill
も
in
ジャッ
quite
クの役目も
nicely for the
自分が。
Colonel and Jack both, so... He was interrupted, quite alarmingly even for him, by the professor banging his fist at his table.
ブラッドリー、少し静かにしないか。考えの邪魔だ。
Be quiet, Bradley. I'm trying to think.
すみません。しばらく僕は黙って。
I'm sorry. I'll shut me jaw now. I just... He's gonna smother Jack in sauces.
出ていけ。モランの死は我々に大きな空白をもたらした。
Get out. One's death has left a great void in this organization.
それともモランの不在を埋められるほど自分が有能だとでも思っているのか。
You flatter yourself thinking that you and you alone could fill that void?
答えはノーだ。さあ、これ以上私を怒らせたくなければとっとと出ていけ。
I shall speak candidly. You could not. Now, before you make me angrier, get out.
さっさと自分の仕事を済ませろ。
Go and do your job.
安物の鎮気剤に溺れてこの愚か者が。
Drown in your drugs for all I care. Just work, you fool.
教授、申し訳。
Professor, I'm so... Bradley's bravado was lost. Meek apologies fell short upon a glare wreathed in repugnance.
出ていけ。
Out.
はい。
Yes, sir. Apologies would never be enough, as it were. With a faint heart, Bradley exited the room, fumbling and stumbling gracelessly before the door. Nothing could calm them. He was now alone, but the dread of having committed wrong persisted. All he could do was stare at the door.
あのモリアーティ教授が大佐の死を悼んでいるというのか。あの無能をこの僕より評価していたっていうのか。
Does he simply mourn the colonel's death? And why he made a choice over that bungler? What's so good about him?
使えぬものはいらないとあれだけ冷酷に振る舞っていた教授が。
Got all the love in the world for... huh? Wait? Got all the love in the world for obedient... obedient. Okay, Okay. Obedient. Okay. Got all the love in the world for obedient lackeys he can use. Got none to spare for the rest. God, I hate British.
大佐よりよほど知恵が働くって僕をあんなに褒めてくれたじゃないか。あれはすべて嘘だったのか。
They used to pay me mine in compliments. Say I was a clever one. Was it a lie?
いや、そんなはずがない。僕は大佐がいなくても教授の役に立てるんだ。
No, he ain't a liar. And I'll prove him right. I swear it. I'll do everything he needs in the Colonel's place.
これからはジャックの分まで組織の敵も邪魔者もみんな始末しまくってやる。
Be the Colonel, slice up Jack, and then be Jack. Whoever needs a ripping, I should be round to do it.
暗殺者は僕一人で十分だ。僕を始末しようとする新たな暗殺者ももちろんいらない。
I'm the only killer the organization needs. I'll need others who might find it a laugh, try and kill me. He was confident he could be tasked with this, so sorely confident that it may perhaps be said the professor's discouragement only enlarged his ego twofold. From his boyhood perspective, this was a great part of his blossoming plan.
それにしても寒いし気持ちが悪い。
Why am I so bloody frozen? I feel ill. A sense of restlessness came to him and a sudden fit to his hands, shakes, and a burst of cold that besieged his skin and bone. As it grew in intensity, it struck him that the temperature surrounding him had not dropped.
まずい。もう切れてきた。
Damn it all. It's worn off already. Guess I gotta do some more opium.
やっぱエリクシルでも粗悪な新機材じゃろくに持ちやしないな。
Knew it weren't gonna last long. This elixir's just cheap shit for a swift eye. I need something that'll last me. I need some opium. Time to break into Sherlock's, stylish.
殺す。けどすぐに楽にはしてやらない。
I'm gonna butcher Emily Whiteley. See her shriek from agony and mark at last.
そう。彼女とジャックに怯え、恐れ、恐怖を与えてからだ。
Oh yes, I'll learn her and Jack the real meaning of fear. As no one was around to hear his thoughts, Bradley whispered his desires jovially to the accompanying nothingness.
嫌な予感がする。二人も殺した後だっていうのに、まだ人を殺す気か。ブラッドリー。
I've got a horrible feeling. You killed 2 people as it stands. Do you need to kill a third, Bradley? Jack floated from rooftop to rooftop with regular adroitness. By Jack's luck, the fog covered much of the scenery below and above him, the ideal condition for allowing him to move undetected.
イーストエンド以外の
Patrols outside the East End are full of O's. He was correct. Within, patrols were as close to ideal as could be desired from the police. Without, it was vastly inadequate. Barely any time had passed since he infiltrated the Whiteley mansion, but that had starkly little effect on security.
屋敷の周囲の警備がこんなにス
The
カスカなん
state
て
of they come to if they cannot manage to gauge mansion under attack. Yeah. They're just incompetent, Jack. Jack surveyed his surroundings. The city as it looked now, with clouds lining main streets and darkness obscuring alleyways, granted itself the appearance of a criminal's paradise.
どうか
Emily,
安全な場所に
I
逃げ
beg
てい
you
てくれ
flee somewhere safe. Whatever feelings he may have had upon studying it, that paradise was his to bask in by virtue of his birth. Society had no plans for a blemish such as he, no greater destiny, nor the mildest hope of a new beginning. It made her handkerchief, elegant down to her name embroidered in gold thread, appear all the more out of place when in his possession. The moon gave only just enough light to grant her name a lovely shimmer. but he could not admire it for long. Something nearby gave him pause. Is someone in the same business as me? Or are they? The fog is working against me better judgment. Jack sharpened his senses and continued to survey the area. The fog did not run amok pure in color, but was amply tainted with a menacing black hue that dried Jack's eyes and brought a soreness to his lungs. His every breath, however subtle, tasted of bitter coal. That's the fresh British air, baby! This, he suspected, would leave him feeling ill were he to breathe it in for too long. Must be using the fog to their favor like I am. It won't make this task a simple one. Could it be Bradley? A terrifying possibility struck Jack, too terrifying to dwell on, and so he just as hastily dismissed it. No, suppose that would be agreeable to me for now, so long as I mark it in time. At that moment, the silver flicker of a knife from behind caught his attention. Jack shifted to the side in an instant, but only for the sake of avoiding this preemptive attack. He had yet to discern who his assailant was or how close they were. Smog impaired more than vision. It dulled hearing, diseased smell, and petrified the heart, leaving one with the harrowing sense of being alone. Jack preyed upon this paranoia countless times in the past, but this was the first time someone had used it to prey upon him. Damn, are they that close? Jack raised his claws to prepare for the confrontation as best he could against an unseeable assailant. But it was for naught. No sooner had he guarded himself, did a knife arc through the air towards his side. Is this a new character? Jack dodged the attack a second time, but he still could not discover the whereabouts of his attacker. Nasty fight, this. There's only one person I know who could pull a fast one on me, Bradley. Squinting his eyes for a keener focus, he finally spotted a faint shadow hiding behind something equally indistinct. There he is. Or shall I strike now? Oh, rather not. It's starting to be a trap. Just thinks he can taunt me. Jack did not have the stamina to keep on the defense. Not and his disadvantages were growing. Traveling via rooftop had exposed him to air too brisk for a man to mind for long, and the night's misty texture had long since dampened his clothing, making the cold all the more noticeable. This ain't good. Better to strike than do nothing and lose. Jack thrust forwards, taking a swing with his weapons. Yet it hit nothing. The only thing he cut through was the air. You can't hide. Stop cowering in the shadows and show yourself. Like Jack the Shredder. I know who you are. Boy who shares his drugs. Come out, Bradley. Jack made to ridicule the boy out of the shadows, but for a brief time, there was nary a response. You're the coward, Jack. Don't make me laugh. OCG. It was you. What brings you here?
何って分かってるでしょ先輩がやり残した仕事を片付けに行くんですよ
What? You know full well what? I'm traipsing through here. Only way to finish the job you ain't follow through on. God, I hate this guy's dialogue.
あの女を始末する。それ以外に何があるっていうの？
I'm gonna rip Emily Whiteley to pieces, that's what. While giggling softly in a low voice, Bradley stumbled backwards. Very nice CG though. I like the lighting. The red colors. The red on purple colors. What even is this accent? Ish British! Is he not watching where he's stepping? He wobbles like a child. Elixir, perhaps. Were he to take one wrong step, he would tumble from the roof and that would be the end of him. That should do me alright. I prefer he off himself and save me work. Bradley danced between buildings without a care, frolicked in a situation widespread with danger like a drunken boy who knew no fear, behaved giddily and menacingly in unison, all the while daring Jack to do the same.
Jack.
Oh, saucy Jack! What's wrong? Afraid? I'm already here. I'm never getting over this. He's even calling him that to his face. Oh, saucy Jack. Well, 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 if it isn't saucy Jack. A bit too late, as usual. Jack would step forwards and Bradley would hop back. Crafty little thing. Can't catch him like this. Well, I can't afford to lose sight of him. Jack narrowed the distance between them in one motion, aiming for Bradley's heart with his next strike. It was not the wisest choice he could make. A severe pain seized Jack by the leg, holding him in place. This was the only indication that Bradley had met success. There was no scream, nor even the tiniest grunt. Nothing. This iron will could be attributed to the Colonel's persistent instruction over many, many years. Each lesson was more strict than the last, but they were necessary. As an assassin, Jack was bred from his childhood to make no noise in order to evade, to kill, and to survive. Bradley knew this well. It made the tightening of Jack's throat as he suppressed the urge to cry out all the more satisfying. I'm strong. It's alright. Just cut the tendon in your leg a bit. It'll be a bitch to walk. At least there won't be much blood. You. Jack, despite his injury, raised his voice to establish himself the predator, but it had only taken the one attack to sap him of his strength. The boy's smile broadened. It's all over, Jack. You sign your life away upon doing in the Colonel. You got me in your corner. I shall admit I didn't fancy the man, you know. I never had a big enough cock to kill him. I never had a big enough cock to kill him. What the fuck? Saucy Jack is... Wait, what? Saucy Jack is a part of the Jack... Wait, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean Saucy Jack is a part of Jack the Ripper history? And it's not just a random joke. A big enough what? Saucy Jackie? Postcard? What? Oh my god. Because he put sauce on his letter? The Saucy Jackie. They researched on Jack the Ripper a bit too hard. I guess Bradley doesn't have a big enough cock. My cock's small, leave me alone. Bye-bye, traitor. Bradley thrust a kick into Jack's waist. I like to imagine Bradley saw like Jack send in like a saucy letter and he's like, that's a new name. Saucy Jack. The same joke was done in MGRR. Eh? The force was devastated when coupled with the pain. Disturbed overmuch, he lost his footing and tumbled from the rooftop. No! It was to be the end for him, certainly. Now see here, this isn't the Jack I know. Oh hey, Watson. What? Jack was stunned. A tall, broad-shouldered individual had come to his rescue, not only saving his skin from the fall, but courageously walling himself between him and Bradley. It's the one to whom he recently made his escape. Watson, if you're gonna help me, then why did we even fight in the first place, Watson? I thought you were a stronger man than this. Perk up, Jack. You thick? What you doing? Run and save Emily. I am thick, but that's despite... that's not the point. I'm always asking that. You're the one who's thick. He's the one who means to hurt her, right? Then I wouldn't dare turn my back on him. Even if not for her, what would happen to you? But... we've made ourselves disagreeable on occasion, but you're risking your life to protect her. You're a good friend. And if we don't stop him now, who's to say that Emily will ever be safe? Then you'd like to fight together? What a bloomin' fool. Come on then. With both of us going at him, we might manage. Right, I should warn you that my leg's not gonna last long.
先輩、よかったじゃないですか。
Oh, this sure is an affectionate sight.
学園に行ってちゃんと友達ができたんですね。先輩みたいなろくでなしでもさ。
I says to myself, I says it often, a good for nothing like Jack can't get on with no one. But I seen you now got some dear friends from school.
大切な彼女もできたみたいだし、なんやかんや言って学園を楽しんでたんじゃないですか。
Dear friends, and a pretty gal too. You know, jolly good schoolboy, ain't you? The business isn't of yours. You should sooner concern yourself with me paying you back for my leg.
どうぞ。
I welcome it,
先輩
schoolboy.
は弱いから
Could
ハンデをあげますよ。
complain that 2-on-1 is unfair, but you've gone and turned fresh on me, so I'll let you have it. I hate this guy's dialogue.
さあ、思う存分僕を痛めつけたらいい。
After declaring as much, he jumped to another rooftop at the opposite side of the street. Wait, the hell? Where's he going? I don't know. That might well be a trap. The main street is part of the yard's patrol route. If we play our cards right, it's possible we can work as one to... Beg pardon, but me and the police ain't on the best of terms. The only one I should be relying on is myself. You're hurt. This isn't the time to be stubborn. Nor is there any harm in relying on others once in a blue moon, you know? Bother your lectures. Don't need it from a chap too weak to be of help to me. Rather you just don't get in my way. It will narrow the gap between you two in an instant to gut you. Use your blind spots against you to turn you cripple and twike you out upon the first opening he sees. And I'll be sure to keep your blind spots in my field of vision. You'll be doing the same for me, naturally. And I'm not going to be as simple. It's not going to be as simple as you're pulling it now. I know, and I like it that way. They were well aware that Bradley was using the night shadows, ever darker when cast against the moon and obscured by smog, to aid his position. They were too, but he was Bradley. They cannot avoid any slack.
Oh,
yeah, were you two all? His voice rang disembodied. It was not long before he made himself known as a flash cut through the air next to Watson. Watch it! A second flash flickered behind Jack. It was tinted with blood upon its edge. Can't be. Jack spun round to see the back of a clouded silhouette cautiously attending to their surroundings. There you are. You let your guard down. He dashed forwards to strike the silhouette. Jack, stop! That's not him! Uh-oh. And then he gets thrown into jail. It was not Bradley who nearly fell victim, but an innocent patrolman. Ugh, did he throw us off his scent deliberately? Never Bradley's intent. The officer received no harm. Watson hastily stepped forwards in the man's defense, bearing the brunt of a light injury for his gallantry. How did you mess up that bad? I mean, he couldn't see. Watson, I didn't mean to hurt you, so... Think nothing of it. Your leg's a fair bit worse than this kitten scratch. You calling me a kitten? Take a deep breath now. That's it. There we are. Right. Sorry. You're Jack the Ripper. Don't move. Stop. You have the wrong man. He's a... Can't let Bradley escape. Jack darted his eyes in every direction in hopes of catching anything amiss. But there was nothing. Bradley had long since left the scene. And whilst the real Ripper was gone, more officers had piled into the streets in his place. Oh, damn it.
Watson Jr., 大丈夫か?
You alright? Thank you for the follow, IPHG12? Welcome. If you'd like me to call you by a different name, let me know. It looks worse than it feels, I assure you, but listen closely. He isn't Jack the Ripper. The true culprit is making his way to his next victim as we speak. Jack was only trying to stop him. But he attacked you. Look at your injury. Why would you defend him? That's a misunderstanding. He's my friend. And we've proven that he has an alibi. You can't still doubt him.
悪いが、ジャック・ミラーズにはまだ十分に余罪追及の余地がある。それに、切り裂きジャックが単独犯だとは限らない。
I fear we've more than enough reason to suspect Jack Miller's of wrongdoing. We can't prove beyond doubt that the Ripper murders have been the work of a single perpetrator. Enough nonsense! Don't you trust me, Inspector? Yes, his name is Jack. Yes, he does kill people, but not prostitutes.
Watson Jr., 友人をかばう君の気持ちはわかる。 詳しい話は書で聞かせてもらう。
I understand well your desire to protect him. For now, we should discuss this matter further at the station.
警部、俺は彼女を守りたいだけだ。
Inspector, all I want to do is protect Emily.
もし
If it please you to rest me here, so long as you swore to keep her safe in return, I wouldn't mind it.
俺はそれでも構わない。
But I can't trust you guys. You guys are incompetent.
俺はどんなことがあっても体を張って最後まで市民を守る警察を尊敬している。
London's police defend the people round the clock with their lives, and for that, I do not overstate my position when I say they shall always receive me unwavering respect.
だけどあいつは別だ。
But he's no ordinary criminal. He lies as easily as he breathes.
あんたたちにあいつの相手は無理だ。あいつはイーストエンドが生んだ化け物だ。
You can't time a boy like him. He's a monster produced by the East End.
化け物の相手は化け物の役目だからな。
And only monsters know how to quell fellow monsters.
切り裂きジャックは彼女を殺す気だ。
The Ripper's on his way to kill Emily Watley. Actually, I guess there was that one choice early in the route. Oh? Did I miss a bad ending? I'm just glad they have someone vacuuming the fog up in the background. No? Oh.
俺はそれを止めなきゃいけない。
And I need to stop him. Jack, whose injury had become as such that he preferred not to stand whilst in security, finally did stand. Oh, he asked about the cops and Emily, basically said that. Oh. Jack, wait, I'm coming with you. Watson stood shortly after, placing great pressure on the wound, which first caused him to kneel.
やめるんだ、ワトソン・ジュニア。それより君は早く怪我の手当
That's
てをし
enough.
ないと。
You ought to be prioritizing your injury first and foremost.
それに、
As for
セットに
you,
応じないなら、
if you want to
無理
allow
に
us
で
to
も署に
escort you
連行するぞ。
willingly, then we will have to do so by force. All in unison, the surrounding officers pointed their guns at Jack.
動くな。
Don't move! Just lovely. I suppose now is as good time as any. Watson placed 2 fingers to his lips and gave a sharp whistle. It took no time for his call to produce results. His horse? You really attacking the police with your horse? Watson's horse, Platinum Rain, barged onto the scene. Behold, my stand! Platinum Rain! She neighed uproariously and raised her front legs in the air in a violent show of dominance over the officers, who in turn scrambled to avoid being stomped upon. Good girl, this way! Wouldn't this technically be like attempted assault on a police officer? Watson's going to jail. The horse responded to his instruction just as quickly as she had the first time, allowing him to hop on her back and prepare for his escape. Yeah, assault on an officer and then like a hit and run. It's a lot of things. Jack, you're accompanying me, aren't you? To protect Emily. I am. Watson extended his hand and Jack accepted it. Within seconds, both were securely on horseback. How was he able to grab his hand with his hand like that? Apologies, Inspector. I know you let me have it later, but that's alright by me. Just a bit short on time for the present. It's mostly stupid. Watson had to shout over the commotion, but he wished to remain sincere towards the inspector, even if he was disobeying him. He was absolutely certain the inspector would be eager to share all manner of colorful oaths later, however. Wait, do you think you'll get away with this? Inspector Lestrade, I'll accept any punishment you deem fit for me. Oh, I just need a bit more time, please. please, just a single pinch. Watson directed the horse towards the south and readied their retreat. Men, put your guns down. Execution ending, let's go. We're to make chase. Contact the guards at the Whiteley Mansion straight away. Yes, sir. Oh, I guess there was one more chapter. No wonder. Embraced by eternal night. In a pleasedly shorter time than had they been relegated to traveling by foot, they reached their destination, the Whiteley Mansion. We've made a great time. Not as close as I'd like, but we'll stop in here, do? We love the electric chair. Electric chair. Electric chair. I'll give it to you. Okay, I can't sing. I'm sorry. It's perfect. Too close and the yard would see us coming. Jack dismounted and took to their immediate surroundings with trained observation. Nothing was amiss. Very well then. Just make it quick. I'll make my way inside the mansion soon enough, but if Scotland Yard finds me, I'll need you to sort out what we started. I'll be alright. I ain't stupid enough to let myself get caught, so you focus on getting us safe. With your leg the way it is, I am worried. Oh, well, it's just a scratch. Don't mind it. I'll make my way in easily enough thanks to the fog. Speaking of thanks for bringing me here. Even if I were to disappear for good, I must think someone who lives in the sun suits are better than a boy in the shadows like me. No, Watson's even worse, Jack. Oh, don't say that. That's too ominous for my liking. It's true, though. Alright then, I'm off. Within seconds, Jack was swept into the fog and completely out of sight. All I can do now is pray Bradley hasn't found her yet. With versed stealth, Jack slithered into the mansion's garden, leaning against one of its larger trees to further clothe himself in the night. From there, he can make a detailed assessment of the mansion's goings-on. Don't get the sense anyone's here. There's light inside, then... The unease squeezed at his chest so strongly that his heart may well have burst. Did she listen and run then? But why are there so many guards still about? The mansion was locked at its entrance. It would be folly on his part to attempt barging through the front as circumstances were, and so he climbed to the first floor roof to enter through a window. If I've got any luck left in me, it's a simple ruse, if I'm too late. The window he had chosen for a second time was the one leading to her room. The curtains, which no doubt would have been drawn by one as observant as Pendleton, were curiously open. And the door? Why, that was half open as well, suggesting she may have left in a hurry. There's little else to see that piqued his interest.
彼女の部屋は空っぽか。
Seems the room's empty, thank God. Impatient as Jack was to confirm Emily was well, he could settle for not bearing witness to a nightmare of Viscera upon peering within.
けどまだ
It's
安
much
心でき
too
ない。
early to fit myself in cheer. Pains me to admit
この屋敷へ
that
の
breaching
潜
the
入などたやす
mansion
いは
would
ず。
be child's play to Bradley.
俺の言葉を信じ
I
て。
wanna hope you believe me, Emily, more than anything. Jack was sincere, whatever judgment the law would grace him, as it seemed inevitable upon the end of his horrific affair. He would embrace it. He would smile in a cell and greet the noose if it meant he could prevent her an early journey to heaven. Or, as it was not out of the realm of possibility, he would meet his end sooner by Bradley's hand. The destination for him was the same. The difference was that Bradley would be joining him. Damn, I didn't know Jack was cool like that. Hi, Barn. Curse it, it's too quiet here. Eerily so. Rumor has it the Ripper murders his victims without making a sound. That's held true till now. I want to think you'll save Emily, Jack. But this is no friendly bout in a ring between men. His skills as monstrous as it is beyond you, bleh. He is? You're very biased against Jack. Day one. I wish I knew what was happening. Or knew she's alright at the very least. Police will sooner arrest Jack than twiddle their thumbs and wait for an explanation. We're not twiddling our thumbs, we assure you. I don't fucking know. I'm not caught up on the lore of Danger Girl and the average day in London. Wonder why. Example? Jack's a cunning bloke, but his leg isn't helping him now. Maybe I ought to stop idling here. Why you play so many VNs when you can't read? His mind made up, Watson approached the mansion and called out to Sergeant Ryan, who is one of many guards assigned to patrol its face. Is this? I understand. Doesn't understand. Yeah, that's Watson. Evening, sir. Everything going well? Oh, evening to you as well, Watson. We've detected nothing out of the ordinary, but we can't be too careful. Yay, it's Ryan, the best character in the game. I hope this doesn't come across as too sudden, but I wanted to see how the situation looks inside. Just wait a minute, Watson. Is there any reason why? Why? I want to see for myself that Emily is safe. Well then, that I can permit. I'll have an officer escort you inside. That's alright. I can go in on my own.
ダメですよ。切り裂きジャックがこの家に潜入するかもしれないんだ。僕の権限で君を中に入れることはできません。
It's not alright. The Ripper may well attempt to sneak inside. Even I don't have the authority to let you wander in unaccompanied. The sergeant appeared to sympathize with Watson's concerns, but sympathy would not be enough for him to grant exceptions. Does that mean I'm a potential suspect as well? Well, you did kind of sick your horse on some policemen, Watson.
すみません、ワトソン君。しかし、これは君の安全のためでもあるんです。それに、中にはすでに警官も待機していますし。
It's for the best, Watson, and partly for your own protection, I'll have you know. Besides, we've a number of men currently positioned inside. That's alright, I'll go in on my own. I mean, that you're not allowed to go in alone, you fucking moron.
何かあれば、すぐにこちらに助けを要請する手はずになってますから。
Were something unfortunate to happen, they would have called for assistance. But what if they were killed before they could?
中にはいない。やっぱりあいつはもうこの家から逃げた後なのか。
I'll commend her for a clean escape if she has. Don't see an air of evidence as to where she's gone. Swear to God, that bandage is load-bearing for his entire existence. He's worn it for like 12 years.
最悪。音もなく殺された後か。けど血の匂いはしない。
I cannot be certain if she's been killed, but I don't smell blood. She hasn't even packed any of her clothes.
頼む。どうか。
It's gonna be
無
smelly.
事でいてくれ。
Be safe. Please be safe, Emily. Jack lurked in silence till he reached the main hall. What if I dress like Emily and lure Bradley to me? Like that funny rabbit. Silence like this was telling to a man of his Silence like this was telling to a man of his experience. Whether they absconded in favor of another location, or were taken by force, there is no one else but him in the mansion now. Yet, this was not a signal to poke his nose around every corner, any which way. He still remained as noiseless as his surroundings, and every step taken made so little sound that it would be no exaggeration to wonder if he walked on air. This was assisted by the carpeting at his feet, which was of notably exquisite quality, helping to muffle any extraneous creaks and taps one would naturally make. He had to dispel this as a complete boon, of course, he repeated to himself. What was helpful to him was helpful to Bradley also. Jack moved from the hall to near the main entrance, which was open and left few hiding places fit for a full-grown man. At once, the spacious area was occupied with the sound of the door creaking.
まずい。誰か来る。警察か。それとも。
No. Who is that? The police or... Jack sank in the hallway before his presence was made known. Nothing happens. Yes, I understand the intricate nature of everything that occurred here. Jack needs to just start investigating his own murders. Bro would be a genius at giving the police absolutely nothing of value. It was only upon seeing it was Watson who entered that he relaxed his guard. Emily, are you alright? Answer if you're in here. Watson's voice was strained with the fearful tension. He shouted again and again, unable to suppress his worry. Watson, Emily isn't... I heard absolutely nothing of value. I'm here. What's up? Jack made himself known and stepped into better light. You're... I know you! He realized his mistake only when it was too late to reverse it. A meek voice stammered from behind Watson, shortly followed by a familiar dark-haired man. His voice shifted from shaken to stunned elation. Alright, Ryan, time to die. Oh shit, Ryan, you weren't supposed to see this, Ryan! Watson, why'd you bring Ryan with you? The epic fight this route needed. If Ryan fights Jack the Ripper, he'll kill him. Ryan, no, he's...
ワトソン君、お手柄ですね。君はこのことを知らせようとして。
Well done, Watson. You're trying to alert me to his presence, weren't you? Oh no.
違うんだ。俺はただ。
I wasn't. Nothing of the sort.
ジャック・ミラーズ。
You're Jack
や
Miller's,
はり
aren't
切り
you?
裂きジャックは
Rather,
君だったか。
you're Jack the Ripper. So, now you still have some value, Twy, like a pancreas and lungs. So you can remove me and still live? Okay then. Maybe even a kidney. Alright, default how to draw anime mascot character. Time to get murked.
あの少年を取り押さえよ。
Apprehend that boy. Yes, sir. Guards from all their varied stations were alerted and arrived with heavy steps to raise their weapons at the culprit, Jack. He didn't have the time to wonder just how capable each of these men were with their aim. With so many cascading in at once, Guns were pointed and fingers lined their triggers. He cannot escape without harm. Instinct willing, Jack made ready for fresh pain and a clumsy exit, which soon became completely unnecessary. Don't do that! He's alright! He's my friend! So don't be so harsh with him! Watson came between the many officers and Jack. You're friends with the mass murderer? Watson, the Elliot! Is it really so surprising? I'm the one who brought you here, knowing you were injured. Keep at it and you'll land yourself in hot water as much as I am. That's fine by me. Now go! Hurry! I mean, I already got like a police assault charge on me for sicking platinum rain on them, so like, what are they gonna do? Put me in jail? You're the only one who can stop Jack the Ripper. You know that! The camaraderie was charming, but it did little to serve their dilemma. Watson raised his voice, to which the yard gave a booming response of their own. Not so. We can't allow it, we mustn't. We put ourselves on the line as much as you have for this case. These cops remind me of when I was watching JoJo Blind, and the opening of the second episode spoiling me that Dio uses the mask. The response came from Inspector Lestrade, who presented himself with apt timing and a stern brow to intimidate the young men into compliance. Only you can stop Jack the Ripper. We cannot allow there to be more victims. There was no pause between him speaking and taking fire at Jack's leg. Linux, that's so fucking tame for a spoiler from an OP. Yeah. Like, didn't season 2 have like him screaming like Caesar crying like after the death scene in the opening? Like, I feel like all of the... Okay, no, I don't count that, Elio. Yeah, huge spoilers of the manga from Chuck's notes. Fucking 1987. That's way too vague for anyone to guess. You don't know that Caesar was dead? Didn't go through, but... Arrest him! The inspector's order was absolute. Officers charged to surround Jack, pushing Watson's broad form aside as they did so. Jack resisted to his best effort, one that was quite offensive to the eyes, so as his injury left him with little energy to do much resisting. Elio experiences time differently. 1987 was probably yesterday for him in his ancient age. Shut the hell up! Don't! A futile protest. There is no stopping the arrest of the false Ripper. Damn it! I can't let this happen! We just hard cut to Bradley and he has a bullet in his skull because Pendleton just smoked him and this entire plot was pointless. That would be based. Despite his adverse circumstance, this false Ripper continued to think of Emily. I feel like Stone Mask is as bad as, like, all the spoilers of who became an ally. The anime was kinda new and not as big back then. I hope all is well with her. Stay safe, family. JoJo's been big for a while, though. They even had, like, fighting games and stuff before they got an anime. Yeah, JoJo's always been big. The corridor where we walked was a vision of chilled stone. Yeah, but South America, though. Skill issue. It was so dark that even with a lantern to guide us, I could see little more before me than a pit of blackness. It concentrated to an endless point, only stretching backwards through cracks like veins. At the side with Leonix on this, though, JoJo being big doesn't mean people who are starting the anime read it. That is
ど
true.
こまで続いているの？
Pendleton, how much longer does this go on?
まだまだ先までですよ。ロンドン西の外れへと出ます。足がお疲れですか？
We still have quite a ways, I regret to say, but shall lead all the way to the western outskirts of London. Are your legs feeling tired by any chance?
いいえ、まだこのくらいなんでもないわ。
No, rather, this is a pleasant stroll to me. You know, if you just count the fact that, like, a killer's coming after me, of course. Like, I don't think the stone mask is a huge spoiler, but the manga being older doesn't make it fine. Mr. I don't want to spoil V3 because Barn is here. The clack, clack, clack of his and my boots occupied much sound for a time. Clack, 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 clack. Each echo is brief as a puff of smoky breath in the air. Aren't you the guy who didn't know Aerith died? No, not quite. There's not much to note otherwise. Water from above dripped into tiny pools, and we took care to avoid them. There's a killer coming after me. That happens to Emily so often that I don't think she registers it as an actual threat, to be honest. True.
何も知らずに
I do feel some guilt slipping away whilst the yard stands guard for me,
申し訳ないけど。
completely unaware of my absence. I don't know what to tell you. Japanese openings are kinda just like that.
今の私の使命は
Thank you for proving my point, Dwarf. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And also, stuff like that isn't for new fans. It's for people who are already fans. But my sole duty is to escape and ensure my survival, isn't it?
ええ。敵を欺くにはまず味方から。どうか今はご自分の身の安全だけをお考えください。
Very much so, my lady. There are times where it's necessary to deceive your allies in order to deceive your enemies. For now, you are to focus entirely on your own safety. Zero spoilers. Subaru dies in episode 1. How could you? That's why I said that stone mask isn't a huge spoiler. Let the guy wear his pervert mask. The first JoJo OP literally shows the first 6. Oh? Very much so, my lady. There are times— oh yeah, I already read that. Oh, 5? Oh, the 5 pro tags. Pendleton was good enough to carry several days and supplies for me. This is not the first great change I'd been thrust into, indeed. I could recall the day I first moved to London from the countryside. I was gonna say guys, so you were right. I misclicked when erasing to correct to pro tags. How dare you not account for Stone Ocean? This argument is dumb. I so fevered? Is it fevered? I so fevered with joy then. It felt as if my life were beginning anew. And I wish today granted that same feeling. We're all
ねえ
dumb.
ペンデルトン
Fever?
犯人が無事捕まったら私また学校に行けるわよね。
After the culprit is caught, Pendleton, will I be able to attend school again?
もちろんですよ。切り裂きジャックの事件はロンドンの狂気を呼び起こしてしまった。
Of course you will. Jack the Ripper's case has thrown London into panic, but it cannot last. You know, blame the game for putting us in the Watson vortex for the last hour. Not me. I have a massive brain overflowing with brain meat.
ですが犯人が捕まれば再びいつものロンドンに戻るでしょう。
Life will continue as usual after the culprit is caught, I'm sure. Will I be able to attend school again? Yes, but only from inside the Pope Mobile.
ねえ私もしこの事件が解決したら小さな学校を作りたいの。
I'd like that. And after the case is solved, I think I'd like to make a little school of my own.
ハリントン学園みたいにとは言えないけれどイーストエンドで 生きることに困窮している人たちもそこで勉強ができて。
I know it won't be possible to make anything on a similar scale to Harrington, but I should dearly like to see the poor children of the East End have a place where they may study.
読み書きができて生きていくために必要な食事が取れるような、そんなささやかな学校を。
A place where they can learn to read, to write, a place where they will have food to eat. Humble goals, but it would move me to see it. She's doing the London equivalent of rich celebrity adopting kids from other countries. Oh my god, Ryan. He really does. He really does look like he's from a How to Draw anime book. You're so right. God. Yeah, she's gonna adopt Jack as her husband.
お嬢様。
My lady.
お言葉ですが、彼らは貧しい者だけでなく、犯罪者や理由あって外国にいられなくなった者も大勢います。イーストエンドはそんな人々のたまり場です。
The East End has more than the poor, but criminals and those forced to abandon their old lives abroad. It is a gathering of malfeasance? Malfeasance? Is that word? Of evildoers.
だからこそ教育
Like
と福祉は
Maleficent?
何より必要だわ。
That is precisely why the people there need education and welfare. I don't think she should have him as her son's husband. I'm not saying as her son.
私、女王陛下のお言葉で初めて学校に通えることになってとても嬉しかったの。
With Her Majesty's blessing, I was able to attend school for the first time. It made me so happy. I'd like to open a place for children to learn in the East End. My lady, there are criminals. Like, children criminals?
だけど、すごく怖かった。周囲から浮くかもしれないし、今まで世間に触れてこなかった私が誰かの役に立てるのか。
But there was apprehension. I feared I wouldn't fit in. Throughout my life, I had no need to wonder these things. But then the thought plagued me. What if I can't be of help to anyone? I don't think anyone should be a son and a husband at the same time, Moggy.
受け入れてもらえて友達になれるのかって、すべてのことに周囲の目がついてくるのかって。
What if no one would accept me? What if I made no friends? What if I were so peculiar that others would watch my every move like some sort of anomaly?
そう思うと、
All that happiness from a
学園
single
に行く
letter,
のは嬉しいけれど、
and yet the nerves were like nothing else. Oh, hi there, Buried a Hatchet!
恐ろし
Hope your day and stream is going well. I'm lurking. Enjoy your lurk! Yeah, today's going pretty good. It's a pretty chill day.
お嬢様、そんなこと。
I never knew, my lady. You certainly are a fucking anomaly, woman. We were steady with our walking the entire time we conversed, but I knew well how closely Pendleton paid my feelings mind.
でも、
I'm grateful that my
学
nerves
園
were
で
for
はみん
nothing.
なが私を認めて
Every
く
one
れ
of
て、
them welcomed me with open arms.
最初は違和感があったけれど、クラスメートとして
It took time for me to adjust to my new life there, but they accepted my good points and my flaws. Except Holmes. He called me fat like 3 times.
私、
I did stand out in some ways, of course, but I was hardly the only one who did so. That gave me a different sort of comfort among my schoolmates.
それがとても心地よかったの。
People were too busy being racist to pay attention to me.
そう思ったらね、
It also helped me to see school in an entirely new light. We have our studies, our friends, our teachers, our private worries,
授業、
and our reasons for apprehension.
みんなに悩みがあって、そういうの
All of these came together as more than the conventional studying as we know it. There's more to observe than what is written in our textbooks.
学校が大好き
Oh,
になったわ
what a wonderful, wonderful thing school is to me. I took a peek at Pendleton's expression when he did not respond. He looked as though he was lost for words.
私
Did I say something
何か
wrong?
おかしなことを言った
Say
か
something
しら
strange? Blah.
いえ
The
そうでは
opposite,
な
my
いの
lady.
ですが
May I ask if you
さっき
thought
言われ
this
たことは
through yourself?
お嬢様がご自分で考えたことなのでしょうか
No one's for like no one's gaslighting you to think this way, right, milady?
そうよ
Is it so
私に
unusual?
そんなことを勧め
I
る人
don't
は
know anyone who would recommend I open a school. I imagine you're
Depende
opposed to
de-
it as well?
あなただって反対するでしょ
Did someone else tell you to say this? This is weirdly cohesive.
そうですか
well,
血は争いませんね
it truly does run in the Oh, okay. He's saying it's because his mom wanted to open up a school, I'm guessing. Pardon?
どういうこと
What does that mean?
いえ何でもあり
Oh,
ません
simply musing. I feel very certain you will
Well, you
see your
genius
friends
sensei
and
will
teachers
have us.
again.
さ
Now, let us
先を
hurry.
急ぎましょう
Indeed.
ジャッ
I wonder what you're doing now, Jack. Wherever you
クどう
are,
しているのかし
I
ら
wish you well. A sole silhouette stood to oversee the city from atop the tower of London's highest point. What does that mean? It means that the East Side children aren't the only ones who need an education, Miss Emily. It was Bradley, thin in frame and in the palest of whites in color. Bradley, who cloaked himself in a red robe and made himself a master of blending into darkness. He's ready to surgically remove my heart!
いい君ですね、先輩。
Got what you deserve, Jack.
あれだけ悪あがき
This
してお
man
い
in
て
the flank after all
最後
that.
警察
You
に
still
捕ま
got
るの
copped, idjit!
本当にバカですよ。だけど、先輩がいけ
Still
ないん
got
です
no
よ。
one to blame but
す
yourself.
ぐにあの
If
女を
only you
始末
killed
しな
her like you were supposed to.
かわいそうに
The colonel was too generous
命の
with
恩人の
all
モラ
he
に対
gave
しても
you,
先輩のせい
saintly
で
so.
命を絶った
But look where that's got him. More bloodied up on the outside than in now.
世間は
Now
先
the
輩
people
があの切り
assume
裂きジャッ
you've
ク
done the same for all those
新聞を
talks
賑わせ
instead
た
of
切り
me.
裂き事件の
All
犯
the
人
work I
だと
put
思う
into Jack the Ripper, and you get copped. You get rotten in a cell.
だいたい
A horse's shit on the street is what you was,
切
and
り裂き
nothing
ジャックの
more.
名はふさわ
Can't
し
do a
く
simple
ない
job of gutting proper.
彼女を逃がした
So
の
you
は
ain't worthy of the
Another
name I
thing.
built. Emily Watley gets to carry on because of you too.
まあ
But,
ロンドン
you
には
know,
教授が
it
張り巡
wasn't
ら
gonna
せ
be
た情報網
forever.
がある
Someone in the professor's
Soon
information
it's
network will have found her before long. I'll be honest, running around in a red cloak doesn't exactly scream stealth. At least he's not running around like Jack is. His eyes were glassy domes. They were empty beneath their surface. Only the city, a glimmer of snowflakes to be shaken as lights below him flickered, could be perceived.
さ
Now,
あ怯えるが
tremble pretty before me.
彼女は
Tremble when you realize I'll be the one to kill her the most gruesome way I please.
世間は今まで怯え
She's already shan't find peace till it directs its all anguish and anger onto you. God, I hate this guy's voice so much.
世間はやり場のない不安や恐怖を誰かにぶつけたいだけ
It doesn't matter if you was innocent. Really, people just seek an easy target, and you made yourself the bullseye.
そうしないと狂ってしまいそうになるからこれで何もかもが僕の思い通り
They can't handle all that hatred in them, so if they got no one to be angry with, they go balmy. I couldn't ask for better.
これからはモリアーティ教授に最も評価されるのはこの僕だからね
From now on, the one Professor Morty will treasure over the rest of the filth will be me. Dunno, I think you're making a pretty good job. God. The giggle he suppressed elicited in its place an exquisite quiver from his chest, one which extended to his fingers and down to his toes and bloated his figure with far too much joy to be contained. At least this gives me practice for my British accent, because I do voice someone with a British accent, and every time I'm about to voice her, it's for Identity V. I voice Alice in fandom. And every time I get ready to voice her, I'm like, oh god, can I do the English accent alright? His toes are giggling.
明日の新聞でロンドン中がお祭り騒ぎになるだろうね。これでしばらく楽しかった切り裂きジャックのお祭りも終わり。
Tomorrow will be a sprightly affair upon reading the paper. God bless it. Jack the Ripper's merry murder spree should come to an end.
だといいけどね。
Or will it? And from where he once stood remained only air. The thick, heavy iron door screeched as it opened. Get in. Beef eater? What a name! Yo, this is a real beef eater over here. He's eating that beef. No mercy was had when Jack was tossed into a lightless... Wait, is that like a thing? For like people in jail? Do they call like jail people beef eaters in London? It was cold. He could have sooner thought the stone were blocks of ice if he could not see them, though it wouldn't have mattered. Clumps of straw were scattered into what was once a makeshift bed, now quite impossible to do any sleeping on, with several of these having dried red marks speckled along them, together with the stains on the ground. Beef eater. I barely knew her. Most light he had was cast out as the guard shut the door.
切り裂きジャック、間違ってもここから逃げられると思うなよ。
Don't think you have any chance of escape, Ripper.
ロンドン島の慣習、ビーフィーターか。
Must be a beef eater. Tough lot, they. The fuck is a beef eater? The Tower of London had an esteemed guard fit for its massive stature and history. Is it yeomen? Warders, whose name became as known as their striking black and red uniforms. And then there was their other name, Beef Eaters, created by the casual tongue. The name's origin was lost in time, though many rumors and speculations thrived. Some were complex, others were as dull as believing they were once paid solely with beef. A nickname often applied to the yeomen of the guard and the yeoman warders at the Tower of London. Huh, why beef eater? Whatever the reason, they were men of reputation, and this man charged with Jack's imprisonment was the picture of such. A derisive glare across his squinted eyes and scrunched nose through the bars of the door.
おとなしいものだな。これがロンドンを恐怖に陥れた切り裂きジャックなんて。
You're a rather docile one for a mass murderer. I must doubt myself for thinking you're the same man who's terrified all of London.
これでロンドンもしばらく平和になる。
No matter. The people will finally have their due rest and may sleep securely in their beds tonight. Because they're not vegetarian, I guess?
命が惜しければ今から神様に
They
命
got
乞いでも
beef,
するんだ
and their
な。
beef is criminals. Perhaps you ought to begin your prayers to God if you wish to live.
よければ懺悔を聞いてやろうか。まあ話を聞いてやるだけだが。
His ears may be covered, but I shall keep mine open for a listen. All I can do for a sinner, really. Why did they spend an entire 1 to 2 segments of them gassing up the cops, and then the entire route is the cops making quite literally every mistake ever? Honestly, quite accurate. Hey, this guy has an alibi. Yeah, well, we don't know if there's more than one murderer. Why do they look like cultists? What is that? Jamiroquai? What is that?
おい、汚い面見せるな。俺が切れる前に失せろ。
I prefer the wall to your face. Leave off then, or I shall become angrier. An artist? You know him? Huh?
檻の中で凄んだところで何も怖くない。
You might think you're a fright now, but you're only a lamb behind bars, and you will become our beef that we shall eat. Oh, virtual insanity guy? Oh. The lamb had enough bluster in its bleeding to send the men retiring with a sprint. Jack could hear the speedy clicking of heels, which shortly became mute in the distance. The iron door entrapping him was thick. He knew immediately it would take an unruly amount of physical exertion to budge it. Oh wait, is he the singer of Gaslight?
くそ、どうしたらいい?
The hell am I supposed to do now? You've never heard Virtual Insanity, Twi? I can't sit here twiddling me thumbs while Bradley preys on Emily. The only light provided for him now was a barred skylight, a dismal, worthless square that did little to brighten his direct surroundings. Jack pondered if those who spent enough time in his cell would eventually turn to the stars for company. You know, that makes sense. That's my viewer base. They're all in a cell. Such ponderings were interrupted when the one fading steps of the beef eater became the booming, flat-footed steps of another.
ジャック・ミラーズ。どうだ、歴史あるロンドン島の囚人になった気分は。
At the very least, the name isn't familiar, and the picture of the singer is also not familiar. Okay, hold on. It was like, God, how does the song go again? I don't remember. It was like, futures made of virtue and sanity now always seem to be governed by this love we have for useless twisting of our new technology. Oh, now there is no sound, for we all live underground. You never heard that song, Twi? Hello, Jack Millers. How does it feel to be a prisoner in the historic Tower of London? Guy with a big hat in his hand at the camera while sliding around. It was a meme too. I'm listening to it now. I have no clue. Huh. I might have heard it, but I don't recognize it. The opening is kind of like a meme with the... yeah, with him like sliding. Yeah, like that. Well, it's awful, naturally. Naturally, yes. So do you still claim that you are not the true Ripper? I do. Well, I don't profess me innocence on the oath. I shall answer for crimes I've committed another time. But this one I shan't. Taking my liberty isn't going to stop them. Beef eater catches you causing mischief and slides over like that. I'm telling the truth. Please believe me. I'm gonna lie, when I first heard the music of this meme, I thought that was the start of Happy Chaos's theme from Guilty Gear. I liked her, Jack, but think. All of the Ripper's characteristics and actions are consistent with your identity. I were to ignore that much evidence. Your name is literally Jack! It's inconsistent. I was at the Whiteley Mansion when the double homicide happened. And you proved that you weren't working alone then. The murder's been so close could have been a deliberate choice of yours and your co-conspirator to throw us off your scent. I don't know it at all? Epi Chaos was secretly Jamiroquai all along. I'm probably saying his name wrong. I'm sorry, Virtual Insanity guy. You seem to have zero issue with ignoring the alibi. Leonix did not like my joke. Oh. Alright, chat. It's time. It's punishment time. What song was it? Virtual Insanity. I have enough actual insanity. Yeah, you watch enough virtual YouTubers. Why would I need virtual insanity? Can you prove that you weren't working alone? What you have done is unforgivable. Do you know the weight of your horrors? I know it, and I've told you, I'll accept punishment in time. My concern for the present is whether the police are equipped to protect Emily Whiteley. What's become of Holmes and Watson? Do they have the skills to keep it from...
Yeah,
yes, you're from the same class as them, aren't you? I have more interest in that other group of friends you have. The ones from a certain organization, to be specific. Don't know what you mean. Plain dumb. Very well then. Even if you never admit your guilt, God knows the truth. He watches, and he sees all you've done. Well, that's good, because I'm atheist. So what? You ain't God. You best worry more about watching London. Hey moron, don't change the subject. Jack the Ripper is still out there. That I can tell you. Curious statement, as there hasn't been another murder since we have taken you into custody. He hasn't been in custody that long, Lestrade! Wow! In the past 10 minutes that we've had you in our cell, there hasn't been any murders. Curious, isn't it? God. Especially, is this the same night that the 2 murders occurred? I'm actually not sure. Just tell me if Emily Whiteley is safe. Do you know what she's doing now? I'm not obligated to tell you anything. I doubt it. You've been dog shit at your job for like the last 3 weeks. I'm sure you know this, but your chances of avoiding the rope are slim to none. I think Lestrade may have consumed too much lead. None, I'm certain, and I accept that. I only wish to go without regret, and dragging her in my world is me one regret. Is there actually something wrong in the water of this place? That's very kind of you. Are you responsible for that letter as it happens? The one in red? Oh, hi there, Crystal! That's my favorite space bun. Are you surviving? I am! I'm doing good. Yeah, the weather's a lot better now. I think the storm's out of my area. They said that there was gonna be another storm on Wednesday, but it's been... like, I guess it's like a little cloudy, but other than that, nothing too crazy. Knock on wood, I guess. It's very kind of you. Were you responsible for that letter as it happens, the one in red? I didn't write that, no. Putting that in the paper made the police look rather desperate too, it did. Maybe Lestrade was the one with digital insanity all along. We will do whatever we must to protect London. This is pre-Americans showing them how to properly prepare tea by throwing it directly into their water supply. Oh, like what? What you say is true and you wish to work with us, and I'll allow it, on one condition. Jack waited, a sign of his consent.
組織のことを
Tell us what you know about the organization you work with.
もしここで
Perhaps
君
you
が言
won't
わ
share
なく
this
ても
willingly, but we are not above achieving the same information through torture.
君を拷問にかけるとしたらどうする
What?
ジャック・ミラー
The offer still stands till you speak otherwise. If you feel even a trifle of guilt for your sins and your desire to save her is genuine, you'll consider it. He will allow it? Inspector Lestrade turned away. Jack was left with only the stars once again. Several days had passed since I began living in secret inside a hotel at the north end of London. No one other than Pendleton knew I was here. My only means of information, of one-way communication with the outside, was through the newspaper. Well, at least they made sure to schedule you to stay at a Barbie hotel. And this particular morning's paper left me violently distressed upon reading its front page. This is a sham! Surely it can't be true! How are you this bad at your job? Oh, thank you for the hydrate.
どうなさいました、お嬢様?
And they give a take a moment. Emily, I swear. If you're saying Jack getting arrested is a sham, he only murders people that are bad. Except for all the people that he murdered that aren't bad. But when you know he's a killer. Where's this barn? Oh my god. I was not expecting an Amnesia reference with Jack as Ukyo. Holy shit. Damn. He's nowhere near as good as my Glorpo Ukyo though, the GOAT! The following was printed in bold. My goat will travel to multiple different worlds to try and find his dead girlfriend. Even if his enemy is himself. I picked Ukyo because he was the only one wearing a hat. Jack the Ripper is finally caught. The suspect in police custody, Jack Millers, has reportedly denied all charges related to the murders. Investigation is currently underway. Millers was arrested at the Whiteley family mansion, located in the city's southwest, by several policemen who were guarding the building. His arrest has been credited to the brave efforts of Inspector Lestrade of Scotland Yard, as well as trainee detective William H. Watson. What is the meaning of this? I looked to Pendleton, who could only return my pleading with solemn eyes.
今朝の新聞は私が棚の上に隠しましたのに見つけてしまいましたか?
I had hidden today's paper on top of the shelf in hopes you wouldn't find it, but I see you did. Then maybe you should have burned it, Pendleton. Of course I did. Why would you even think to hide something so important from me?
申し訳ございません.
On top of the shelf. Real good hiding spot, Pendleton.
だから
Forgive me, my lady. I thought that, given the circumstances, it'd be wise to avoid anything that would place undue stress upon you, so... Do you think she's a dog? Kinda. Pendleton, my man. You could have just, like, hidden it away from the room. Not in the room with her. Oh wait, I didn't read that. Whoops. It's very sweet of you, Pendleton, but I shall gladly take on stress if it means knowing the truth in return. Jack taught me so much that I never knew before.
ペンデルト、あなたは私の心に傷が残らないように、私を危険に近づけないように、いつも心を砕いてくれている。
Pendleton, I know of how you rack your brain for my sake. You wish to see that I never come to harm, and that I'd never know the true meaning of danger.
それがあなたなりの気の使い方だってこともよくわかる。
You do it because you genuinely care for me. I'm aware, trust me, I am aware that I never know the true meaning of danger. That worked a bit too well. Pendleton, my man, you could have just like hidden it away from the room, not in the room with her. Yeah, just throw it away.
あなたは時間が経てば私が彼のことを忘れてしまうと思っているのかもしれない。
Perhaps in your mind, your methods will help me to forget him. I think she knows danger better than geometry.
お嬢様。
My lady. She can't tell what's danger and what's a normal Tuesday. I wish I didn't have to worry him so. But how could I continue to live a lie?
だけどどうしてかしら。
It's bizarre, really.
時間が経てば経つほど忘れるどころか彼にどんどん会いたくなっていくの。
I feel as though I'm unable to forget him. On the contrary, the more time passes, the more I long to see him again. You saw her getting kidnapped and go, "This room is comfy." Yeah, true.
おかしいわよね。彼は私を
Emily knows more about dealing with a nuke than she does about understanding that murder is wrong.
家へ来てくれたのに。
This isn't right. He came to me, risked untold dangers solely to try and help me.
彼が一番苦しい時に私は何もしてあげられなかった。
Yet in his hour of greatest suffering, I can't do a single thing for him.
お嬢様、確かに彼はあなたを殺すことはしませんでした。あくまであなたを守ろうと力を尽くしてくれました。
It is true indeed that he made no attempt to kill you, and that he did all he could to aid you.
しかし、彼が今まで積み上げてきた罪はたやすく許されるものではありません。
But let us not mistake this act of goodwill as a man of goodwill, for we mustn't dismiss the countless unforgivable sins he has committed to date.
今回の切り裂きジャック事件の真犯人が他にいたとしても、彼もまた死刑を免れることはできぬ重罪に。
If the true culprit behind the Ripper murders is apprehended, that doesn't erase Jack's own crimes. You'll most certainly be unable to escape the death penalty for them. Why, Pendleton? Is killing people really that bad? I shall install grass in this room.
たとえお嬢様が真実を暴き、別の真犯人を挙げたとしても、最後に傷つくのはお嬢様なのですよ。
You may discover this truth and expose the culprit, naked for all to see and judge, but neither he nor Jack will hurt as much as you for it. His lecture weighed heavily upon my heart. I agreed on all points, but it still wasn't enough for me to falter. I know, you're quite right, of course, but please. Jack is being kept within the town of London now, isn't he?
お願い。
Oh.
彼私は
I wish to see him.
面会を要請するわ。
Absolutely not. I cannot allow that. Were you to go see him now, you would undoubtedly paint a target on your back for the true Jack the Ripper.
ペンデルト、
Pendleton, don't make me say it
もう
again.
一度言うわ。
I wish to see him.
私は彼への面会を要請する。
どうか
Please, take another moment to calm down and think rationally about this. I'm very calm. Now, look at this. I procured a carefully folded document. What is this?
ヘンリー・ミラーズ。ジャック・ミラーズの養父が秘密裏に関わっている組織の新視力よ。
It lists members of an organization that Henry Miller's, Jack's father through adoption, is secretly intimate with.
彼の養父の名前がここにある。
His name is here on this list, you see, though it isn't his real name.
お嬢様。
My lady. Jack the Ripper's work is yet to be finished. Not even close. He will kill 1,500 people. Target more innocent prostitutes. Why are you giving such a specific number? 1,500. You could have just said like thousands. Do you recall what the police concluded upon analyzing the handwriting behind that threat letter? Jack Miller's wrote it. What is this, Miss Emily? A list of all the men Jack's father has slept with. Compelling argument. I will let you go save that serial killer now. They concluded as much, but Jack can write in a number of styles. In his class notes, he leaves the O open on the top, whilst the letter L consistently leans to its side. Bun Bun, do you not have the exact number of people you want to murder set in your head? That is true. I want to murder 1,552 people. So a little bit more than Emily. Then in his letters to me, he closes his O's and his L's are very nearly straight. You can't see any ink blotches on the surface, but there's a lot of ink leaking through on the other side where he stopped writing. I'm not big on straight O's. I like mine gay. True. Same. The dot of ink here and there on the other page must have come from the back of a piece of paper, too. Emily has memorized the styles of Jack's handwriting to such a degree that she understands it better than trained officers, which helps her to understand the letter was not written by him, but she can't figure out how to not get into trouble every 3 seconds. Yeah, okay, CSI, but this is very clearly a we're just killing you because it's convenient. To speak plainly, the letter was likely written by someone who took great care in copying Jack's handwriting. Don't you see it? I see it now. You may be right. He returned to my summation with a soft smile. You must forgive me once more. I believe I've been treating you a bit too much like a child. You kind of are like a child, though. Then you allow me to go to him? Absolutely not. I'm actually surprised that she thought to look for the newspaper on the top shelf because she somehow knew Pendleton would pull something like that. She probably wasn't even looking for the newspaper. She was probably like getting her clothes out from the shelf and she was like, oh, what's this? I made no promises, but if you feel so strongly about it, then I shall see what I can do. Oh, thank you. I know it isn't an easy decision for you, but you don't know what it means to me to hear that. I only would like you to prepare yourself for what he has to say. It may not be something you wish to hear. I'm prepared. I've been ready to accept the truth since some time ago. I'm actually surprised that... Oh wait, I already read that. So I said, but I felt an inclination I was trying to ignore well up in my chest. I could see him again, but would I be able to save him? Could I say that with certainty? You protected me, Jack, but you're still a guilty man. I'm kinda into it. I'm happy to know we'll meet again, so why must anticipating the truth frighten me so?
どうしました?
What is it? Help frighten me. It's nothing.
泣いていらっしゃる
Why
ので
those
すか?
tears I see? They aren't. I'm not crying. But excuse me. I must go wash my face. Yeah, it's just crying. It's just raining in here, not crying.
落ち着いたらロンドン島へ立たれますか?
Once you've calmed down, shall we go to the Tower of London? So our relationships has been cop, lesbian, non-canon, cop, and criminal. Detectives aren't cops though. They're better than cops. Please. You should get rid of Doggle Arrive and add this instead. Let me see. What? Gulp. Yeah, I can get rid of Doggo Arrive for that. Or should I get rid of Polar Strut? I don't really think people use Polar Strut either. Even is Doggo Arrive? Oh, there he is. Up to you. I don't know, I kind of like Doggo Arrive still. I'll get rid of Polar Strut. Alright, Gulp has been added. Please. His smile grew softer. Cat brick. Gulp.
では、駅までの馬車を手配いたしましょう。
Very well. I'll arrange for a cab to take us to the station then. We failed, chat. I was elated. I was afraid. I took deep breaths to regain focus again and again, but the emotions continued to duel one another in a gainless bout to dictate what I would do next. Okay, now I'm curious about something. Hold on. Let me take a look at what I have. Yeah, we got some very solid emotes. There's like one emote that I was just thinking about. I don't know if it's even here. How do I look for emotes? Here we go. Okay, I know we have huh, but I also think we need the other huh cat as well, in addition to it. So I'm gonna get rid of Venti Aw, because I think we need cat huh. Cat huh has been added. Well, no, it's Gulp, like the piano is about to fall on you. I was elated. I was afraid. I took deep breaths to regain focus again and again, but the emotions continued to duel one another in a gainless bout to dictate what I would do next. Truly, for what reason did I struggle like this? Pew pew! Pew pew! I would say Jack, and no matter what he was going to say, I would accept it. I did just pion pion. Pipion. 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 Oh! Hey chat. Hold on. Actually, I should do this with someone in a call. I can't do it with Dwarf. Dwarf will pick up on it. I have a bit I want to do so bad. But I know you guys will pick up on it. Need a stupid bit, partner? Let's fucking go. Okay, yeah, Barn. Barn, can I call you for like 5 seconds? I just need to get my bit out. Please, please. I know you'll probably see where my bit is going, but please entertain me with the bit. Hello.
Hello.
So, Barn, are you familiar with pigs?
Yes.
Yeah, the creature pigs?
Yes.
Do you know how to spell pig?
Pigs.
Pigs? Okay.
Yes.
That's not correct. That's pigs, not pig. That is incorrect. I think you need to go back to school. Maybe you should learn by spelling pig backwards. Maybe that'll help.
GIP. Yay.
There we go. Ha. I made you say you pee.
That's okay. I got you to say pee on, so that's fine. Guess who you pee on?
Looks at watch. Tapping fingers on desk.
Get on with it.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for entertaining me for my pig bit.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. We stepped out of the train, stopped at Paddington Station. Everyone goes with I cup. You should go with spell pig backwards. That was weird. Anyways, what happened? You'll make Dwarf tap the sign again. From there, Pendleton hailed another cab that would take us directly to the Tower of London. As the horse's hooves clopped and the carriage swayed, I glanced outside. C-O-P? Not gonna lie, I was so tempted to say that. That would have been a good one. I feel like it's been so long since I was last in London. The streets feel oddly nostalgic. I can hear laughter. School children, perhaps? Speaking of, I wonder if Holmes and Marple are in class at the moment. Or... Please avoid looking out the window. You don't know who's out there that can see you. Oh, right. What was I thinking? I pulled the curtains together to block out the tiny gap from where I'd been peeking. Even if I couldn't see, I could hear Big Ben making itself known. By its chime, noon had just struck. Noon was a joyous hour on normal occasions, lively even, and lavish in its friendly gatherings for tea amongst friends and family. The ideas of attending school feel somehow nostalgic. When Jack and I were schoolmates, I was so certain we would grow closer with each new day. I was always looking forward to his letters, however large or small they were. I want to see you again. I want to speak with you again. But I'm afraid. When I finally see your face, what can I say? What is it, my lady? Having second thoughts. The Tower of London is where the guilty meet retribution, where torture is performed, and where our Maker is met. If you're this agitated before we stepped inside, then it's better if we turn back. Nonsense. I've made up my mind. I want to watch him getting tortured. I hope he's shirtless. The world I was about to step into was unknown. I kept quiet for the rest of the ride to reaffirm my strength to Pendleton, but inside, the fear continued to build with an uproar. I hope it's like Metal Gear Solid. The cab stopped before the Tower of London. Ravens flew about its tallest points. They appeared every bit the ominous guardians they were foretold to be. What business have you here? Hey, it's the beef eater, the real beef eater, the eater of beefs. How's it going? Beef of Eater. Famous PS2 game, Metal Gear Solid 3. I'm more of a Dot Pack fan myself. We should like to visit a friend of mine, Jack Miller's. Pardon me then, right this way. The burly man gave a polite nod before leading us inside, whereupon he relayed our request to a second warder. From what I could see, I had no doubts as to its reputation of being a nigh impossible place to escape. Its guard was impeccable. It was metal, straight, solid. Thank you very much, Wokerino. They're not gay. They like kind of like kiss and stuff, but like they're not gay. These guys are good. Maybe I should just be in prison. Then I can't die. I saw someone leave a comment on my Dot Hack video on Dot Hack Sign recently saying that I'm on copium. And I'm like, do you even watch the anime? I shivered. Within these elderly stone walls, an untold amount of malevolence of sins past lingered. The corrupt had been held, tortured, killed. They're not having gay sex in that box. They're playing Uno. These guys are good. Maybe I should just be in prison. Then I can't die. Pendleton and I stepped farther inside. Jack Miller's position as an exceptionally dangerous criminal has led to us placing him in the White Tower. You read that and laughed at it twice, but okay. Smartly, if I may, the White Tower is full with such other highly dangerous individuals, as well as people guilty of political offenses. I should ask that you stay close to me. Oh god, I don't want to be anywhere near a politician, please. Alright, thank you. The aura of this part of the tower was like the persistent prickling of piano wire, through which we had to weave in the most hesitant, meticulous manner to avoid being cut. It was like nothing I'd felt before. From both sides, I was stifled by the groans of inmates. I kept a steady pace, careful to mind my affairs and look in no particular direction, when I was at once rapidly pulled to the side by my hair. What happened? Someone's just pulled my hair! My lady, please, avoid straying from the center of the hallway. Surprised they didn't start stabbing at her. I composed myself as best I could before complying. Prisoners have all gone mad, I'm afraid. Perhaps it's for the best. Mad or sound, execution awaits them. I did not have the heart to do more than a small nod. And Jack is here as well. How must you feel in this sort of place? Here we are. This is his cell. Though you're close to him, I feel I must advise you to keep your wits about you. He is, as you can see, a man destined for execution. It hurt to hear it said aloud. Or Where we stopped was on the furthest end of White Tower's uppermost floor. It was a tense walk for me, but nevertheless I stood. This door, which I faced, had a single small iron-barred opening. I could see just enough.
Jack.
Emily? Is that you? Wait, that is not his voice, sorry. Jack was crouched on the floor. He looked just as he did when I last met him. A touch more thin, I supposed, and his pale skin was considerably paler than usual. Had he been fed since being imprisoned? Why? Why you here? Jack barreled to the door to come as close as he could. I'm sure it's a surprise, but I found out where you were from the paper. Happy birthday! It's not my birthday! Hey, Mia-san. Oh, that's how. You knew what's gonna happen to me then. I do. Jack's gaze clouded as he turned away from me. Oh, blah, but I only have 1 point. You got lucky this time. Oh no. I was right here, but this one door, this ridiculous door, made him feel so far away. I would have given anything to remove it. It's your birthday? And I didn't know? Happy birthday! It's not my birthday! It's not my birthday! I wanted to feel the same closeness I felt when he came to warn me. Would you kindly open the door? I prefer to engage him more closely. No one told me it was his birthday. That's because it isn't!
それはできません。彼はすでに死刑囚であり、
Happy birthday! It's not my birthday! I cannot allow that, ma'am. He will soon face the death penalty. He cannot be freed.
許されているのは窓越しの
At
面会だ
most,
け
he
で
is
す。
permitted to converse with you in this manner. Is that all then? Will I never be able to sit with him again? He's here. He's right here. I just want to talk with him so badly. Happy birthday. It's not my birthday! It's so good to see you again, Jack. I hated the way my voice trembled. Jack, I was certain, felt no better. When I told you to run. Why are you here? Why can't you listen? I never listen! True Ripper's not being caught, and we know we will stop at nothing to kill you. Bradley's gone on to record to say he will murder 1,500 women in London. And if he has said it, then he will commit. He isn't one to make rumor about these things. I'm already bound for hell. Just a matter of when. I'm gonna take him with me since me ticket's been booked. I suppose it ain't meant to be. They arrested you in my home, didn't they? Were you there because you thought I might be in danger? That's not it. I am a murderer, Emily, and I have quite rightly earned my sentence. What I regret is involving you in this. All I wanted was to take responsibility for that. Responsibility? Why would you go so far from me? Because you're important to me. You're my friend. Friend. Friend! That word surged to my cheeks when he said the word. At this point in like other routes, she would be like making out with like the guy at this point. You're fucking friend zoning me? Much to my sorrow, Also brought to light the ache in my chest. Hang on.
ごめんなさい。
I regret if I caused you any pain by coming here.
迷惑だった。
No? Not hang on. Oh, hang? Hang him? Hang him? Die.
であなたが捕まって。
Why you play so many VNs when you can't read?
いても立ってもいられなくて。
After reading about you in the morning paper, knowing you were here, I just had to come.
ごめんなさい。
I'm so sorry, Jack. You risked your everything to tell me to run.
あなたはあんな危険まで犯して、私に逃げろって言ってくれたのに。私、
When you need someone most,
あなた
I
が
can't
一
do
番
anything
苦しい
for
時
you.
助けられなかった。
I hadn't intended to cry, but before I could stop myself, the tears rolled down my cheeks and the shaking of my voice grew. Electric chair, electric chair, electric chair.
別に
I'll give it to you,
お前
a
が気にする
brand
ことじゃない
new, shocking sensation. You don't have a thing to worry about. He was quiet so as not to disturb me, and yet I felt worse for it.
気にするわよ。
Don't be silly. This isn't right.
何も解決していないわ。あなたは
I understand that you need to atone for your crimes. I
受け
do.
るべきかもしれない。だけど、
But you shouldn't need to take the deeds of others with you.
背負ってほしくない。
The only thing I could do in the moment was cry out. This did him no good, I thought. This didn't change his future. I thought some more. My hurt served to grant me heavier tears and Jack an ever deeper sorrow. Oh, CG!
だから
They sort of like putting in CGs of her talking to her love interest while they're in jail, huh? Stop that. You have to look at me with that voice. It was even quieter right then. My voice could barely hold itself together, whilst his remained to steady anguish, one which became steady and sweet upon a new question. Maybe she should stop living people in jail.
なあ手出せるか
Maybe the good ending is all her boyfriends go to jail. Got a small favor to ask you, Emily. Stick out your end. I need you to put this up your butt. I need you to take this to another cell. I don't see why not. Got some cigarettes you gotta stuff up your bum, so that they don't beat me up in jail.
ならちょっと
Well
貸せ
then, give it here. Just for a minute. Oh, her handkerchief? I did as he asked and found myself taken aback by how white-knuckled it had become as I reached towards the bars. Jack did the same right then. He reached between the bars to take mine and, conscious not to startle me, enveloped my hand in his. Damn, you are pale. Got some really good nails, though.
大丈夫
It's alright.
だからそんなに力入れるな爪で手のひら傷つくだろ
So, if it's not impolite of me to ask, I'd like it if you didn't clench your fists so tight. You lit your palms with your nails that way.
ジャック。
俺もさ
Besides, when I see your face the way it is now, something in me makes it so I cannot turn a
知ら
blind
ん
eye.
ぷりできないんだよ
Hers lost for words. Jack, who is in circumstances most would never know, whose final moment was to be a simple to-do on person... Wait. Whose final moments was a simple to-do on someone's calendar, who had no reason to think of anyone but himself, thought to comfort me. I wanted to open my heart to him. I was desperate to a point where it started to overtake me. The gaps between the bars were not particularly wide, And though Jack's hands were lean and pointed, he could only reach so far. But he still reached his farthest. All this effort just to calm me. Just to hold my hand. It was everything I needed to feel at peace.
少しは落ち着いたか?
Oh, you calmed down a bit. Yes, I have. But can I stay like this a while longer?
こうしていて
Of course you can.
って
Your arm's shaking, you
震え
know.
てるな。
Why is this route so fucking long? It's slow burn the route.
だって
I mean, they're still only at friends. What the fuck?
すごく怖かったのよ。
Well, I'm afraid. Out of my wits, really.
ねえジャック
I do not like how slow the common route is, but Jack's is my favorite.
で読んだ時
Hmm?
辛くてどうしたらいいかわからなかったの。
What can I say, Jack? When I first read you had been arrested, I'd grown so upset that I hadn't a clue what to do next.
あなたが逃げろって言ってくれた後
After you said to run away from
私は
London,
すぐに
I
荷物を
gathered my
まとめて
things and left the city straight away.
ロンドン市内を抜け出した。だけど離れていても私ずっとあなたが心配で夜も眠れなかったの。
I can never forgive you. Or forget you. Blah, blah, blah. I could never forget you. Even after leaving, I was a woman possessed with worry. I couldn't sleep at night. Every part of me longed to see you again.
あ
Really?
逃げてって言いたいけれど
Right now, I want to tell you to run just as you told me, but
俺はもう逃
I
げない
ain't gonna run. I chose to wait here in peace till the end.
静かに最後の時を
Well,
待
I've
つって
accepted what will happen to me.
覚悟したから。
分かってる。
I knew you were going to say that. Never did I think to see a man so close to death look so alive. Jack's eyes, which by all accounts should have dimmed, glittered with a fire far too brilliant to dream of putting out.
そんな顔をするなよ。まあ当然の結果だ。
Don't give me that sad voice. That's how it was always going to be.
ジャック
But
あなたは本当にこれで
are
いいの
you alright with this? Truly alright? You can look at this and see it's a work of fate? It was all too sad, and despite the warmth of his hand to comfort me, I knew I had plenty of crying left in me.
お前
Emily. He turned away as if he couldn't bear to look.
分かったよ。俺の負けだ。
If that's what you like, you win.
お前がここに来てくれてすごく嬉しい。正直ちょっと泣きかけた。
I'm happy, if I'm honest. I felt ready to cry when I first saw you.
本当にその仏頂面で言われても
Did you? You didn't look it. Okay, oh my god. I don't know what's up with me the last 2 days. My throat's been really hurting. So, we've done a pretty chunky Mysteria stream today. We've done like 3 hours. I think I'm gonna end here for now. I want to go down to the corner store and get something to eat because I'm kind of starving. I think they might be closing soon, so I should probably just head out and go do that right now. But thank you everyone for coming to my stream. I will see you guys tomorrow with some Trials of Mana and what else? What else did I have? Oh, Minecraft. Trials in Minecraft. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.